Hello there, 24th of March 2022. Greetings from Rwanda's capital Kigali. This is what makes our top stories tonight. Today, President Paul Kagame attended the Akaba process meeting on East Africa alongside President Philippe Nyusi of Mozambique, President Felix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa of Tanzania. 3 new African exchange warehouses built in the Kigali logistics platform have been inaugurated. Citizens have expressed a concern about the continued rise in prices for cooking gas and charcoal, and that in some places they have become completely unavailable. A very good evening to you and welcome to Rwanda Television News. My name is Sam Kalisa. To kick it off, let us inform you that today President Paul Kagame attended the Akaba process meeting on East Africa alongside President Philippe Nyusi of Mozambique, President Felix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa of the Republic of Tanzania. Hosted by King Abdullah II of Jordan, the meeting focused on security challenges in the South and East African region and innovative solutions. Presidential Press Secretary Stephanie Nyombaire tweeted that today's Akaba process meeting on East Africa discussed growing security threats in the Southeast Africa region, with the Islamic State expansion from Sahel to DRC to Mozambique and to Somalia. During the meeting, Nyombaire noted that President Paul Kagame said that the threat of weak and vulnerable states serving as fertile grounds for Islamic extremist group to join hands with other non-Islamic criminal networks should not be discounted. One ongoing example shared by President Paul Kagame is ADF and FDLR reinforcing each other. President Paul Kagame also called on innovative solutions such as providing sustainable funding for bilateral interventions that can be fast and effective to provide a solid foundation for multilateral efforts to combat regional security threats. The head of state also spoke about Rwanda's intervention in Mozambique, noting that significant gains have been made alongside Mozambican forces and SADC, but more international cooperation is still needed to sustain the security in Mozambique. President Paul Kagame also met with his Congolese counterpart, President Felix Tshisekedi, in Jordan, where both leaders attended the Akaba process meeting on East Africa. According to Urugero Village, the two heads of state held a cordial and productive meeting on bilateral cooperation. Moving ahead to other matters, 3 new East African exchange warehouses built in the Kigali logistics platform have been inaugurated. EAX is a regional commodity exchange offering a commodity trade service in Rwanda and the East African community, a common market in key staple food crops. The newly facility of part of the continued expansion of the land port built on 20 hectares area in Masaka, Chitwichiro district, which was launched in October 2019 at a cost of $45 million. We do have the report with Thanta Shabia.
3 new East Africa exchange warehouses built on an area of 20,000 square meters opened at Masaka-based Kigali logistics platform, also known as DP World. The facility will store key staple food crops, including cereals, according to the director of the DP World Kigali branch, Captain Sumed Baldawaj.
So you see, I mean, our DP World, our management is very happy with our investment so far in Rwanda, and our phase 1 of the project, Kigali Logistics Platform, and we have non-bonded and cold store operation. But now in the new section, you will find DP World is bringing the commodity aggregation center and a commodity trading center, which will bring a lot of benefit to our local farmers, because DP World is now going directly to the farmers and procuring the grains from there. We are processing those grains and we are providing domestic and international markets for those grains and commodities produced.
The East Africa Exchange Platform is one of the traditional agricultural product store which processes it before it is taken to a quality market. It has already taken up 2 of the 3 facilities at the Kigali-based DP World. Clement Kaitachire, Its operations manager says there is already great interest in the warehouse and that they will be working closely with the farmers. The crops will be stored in here. After all, we deal with beans, maize, rice, soybeans, sorghum, wheat, and many more. We plan to trade tea and coffee. When the farmers have successfully processed their crops to go to the first and the second degree level, it is clear that the prices given to them will be higher than that in the fourth stage. The expansion of Masaka-based Dubai port facility cost $6 million. The new facility is part of the continued expansion of the land port built on a 20-hectare area in Masaka, Chichichiro district, which was launched in October 2019 at a cost of $45 million. Officials say the expansion work on the port will continue in phases due to the increase in the service the port provides in Rwanda and across the region. Reporting for RwandaTV News, Ethan Tashabia.
Thank you, Tashabia, for the report. And moving ahead, citizens have expressed concern about continued rise in prices for cooking gas and charcoal, and that in some places they have continued to become completely unavailable. We do have the report. Those who use cooking gas in restaurants and hotels, plus those that use it for domestic cooking, say prices for both cooking gas and charcoal have continued to rise. Prices for cooking gas have hiked a lot. We used to buy 38 kilograms at 40,000 Rwandan francs, but we now buy it at 55,000 Rwandan francs. So this puts us in losses, because you can imagine the difference between buying 38 kgs at 40,000 Rwandan francs and now at 55,000 Rwandan francs. Even wholesalers have told us that they don't know why prices increased. Some traders say they have raised cooking gas prices due to the fact that they are charged a lot while getting cooking gas from wholesalers, and that sometimes they completely fail to get cooking gas. These days, cooking gas has become very scarce. Some wholesalers increased prices. For example, 1 kilogram costs 1,500, 6 kgs costs 9,500, 12 kilograms costs 19,000 Rwandan francs, and 21 kilograms at 31,000 Rwandan francs. They told us there is methane gas in Lake Kivu. They should extract it and make it available for citizens. The rise in prices for cooking gas is also the case with cooking charcoal. The prices have increased. Good quality charcoal currently costs 16,000 Rwandan francs per one sack, and normal quality charcoal costs 14,000 Rwandan francs. Some of those who import gas have chosen to store it. Kaberuka Olivier, the representative of gas sellers in Rwanda, say this is a matter of advocacy so that those who have stored gas can agree to supply it. Gas is available, mostly in SP and Kobil tanks that can't be refilled because they no longer supply it. But in other refilled bottles, we supply it. We are asking for the government to advocate for us so that those companies can supply gas at affordable prices. The Association of Importers did not want to comment on the issue of the recent rise in gas prices in Rwanda and the fact that some refused to supply the gas. However, the prices set by the government on December 15, 2021 were supposed to be revised after 1 month, but almost after 4 months, nothing was done. Gas importers suggest that prices should be revised and that they submitted their request to the Rwanda Utilities Regulatory Authority. Since Monday this week, we have been trying to talk to RURA and the Ministry of Infrastructure, but they have not been available. The set price for 1 kilogram of gas was 1,260 Rwandan francs, but it now costs between 1,500 Rwandan francs to 1,600 Rwandan francs, while a sack of cooking charcoal that costed 8,000 Rwandan francs to 10,000 currently costs 13,000 to 16,000 Rwandan francs. From the scarcity of cooking gas and charcoal now to the scarcity of beverages. Some people are complaining over the scarcity of beverages, not forgetting the fact that those that are available, their prices keeps on changing. We do have the report with Innocent Mugabo.
Noiri Riverrier. We find him at his usual drinking spot. He usually drinks mitsinj and stresses that nowadays the type is scarce. Mitsinj and Amstel are scarce and prices keep changing now and then. If you fail to get your favorite type directly, the blame goes to the manufacturer. They should inform us on what caused the scarcity. Some of the beverage traders note that they are given no explanations of what could be the cause of the crisis.
You just receive incomplete orders.
Kangaba Innocent owns a depot in Nyamirambo which supplies small bar owners with the beverages. It's been 3 months, him also facing the same problem, but with no knowledge of the cause. We don't know if this is due to an increase in clientele or something else. Products are not available as before. Since Tuesday, all our efforts to speak to Brarirwa were futile. Customer advocates believe that disclosure of product information is a fundamental right of customers. Habyarimana Stratton, an economic expert, states that business owners, including manufacturers like Brarirwa, should strive to share all the information with their customers as it is in the best interests of both parties. This also involves working in transparency, whereby if there is a problem, you come out and address it to your customers. That is one thing that should have been done. The second thing is putting up a platform where your customers can forward their dissatisfactions for them to be worked on. Recent price changes made by Brarirwa indicated that a bottle of Petite Mitsinge now costs 600 Rwanda francs, Grand Mitsinge 1,200 Rwanda francs, and a bottle of Amstel at 700 Rwanda francs. Innocent Mugabo, RTV News.
Thank you, Innocent, for the report. And as we move ahead, according to the Rwanda Environmental Management Authority, REMA, 40% of the emissions of pollutants are from vehicles, which is why the agency is collaborating with other stakeholders to encourage motorists to conduct regular vehicle inspections to mitigate pollution. We do have the report with C.T. Patel.
This is at Rwandex in Kigali City, where an employee of the Rwanda Standards Board (RSB) and the Rwanda Space Agency are explaining the emission levels detected in different vehicles. It is a part of month-long campaign to educate motorists about the dangers of air pollution from automobiles. Owners of fossil fuel-powered vehicles and machines use petroleum products are required to first take their vehicles for repair and conduct required vehicle inspections before returning on the roads. The Deputy Director General of REMA says the campaign is aimed at combating air pollution emitted by motorists due to the significant role that vehicles play in air pollution.
Vehicle emissions all over the world contribute 40% of air pollution. This is a big challenge that requires everyone's role, especially motorists, to conduct emission inspections and testing and make sure that their vehicles are clear of emissions.
The campaign is in collaboration with the National Police, the National Standards Board, and the Rwanda Space Agency. Spokesperson for the Rwanda National Police urges to motorists to take care of their vehicles without waiting for such a campaign.
We're looking at the emission of every car in the country, but the most important thing is to inform people to go for motor vehicle emission inspection. But people must be aware about the importance of having vehicles that are in good technical shape, free from emissions.
Campaign carried out in all corners of the city of Kigali aims to urge vehicle owners to use fuels that comply with national standards in a bid to reduce gases emissions from transport sector and preserve air quality for all. Siddhi Patel, RTV News.
Thank you, City, for the report. And as we move ahead, at a meeting of World Interparliamentary Union, which concluded in Indonesia, it was agreed that Rwanda would host the next meeting for the 145th time to be held in Kigali in October 2022. The Vice President of the Senate, Nyirasafari Esperance, said the meeting focused on global issues, including those in Indonesia, which had returned to climate change, and the Ukrainian war, in which members of the parliament called on conflicting parties to move towards a dialogue. My colleague Gracie Hakorimana spoke to Honorable Nyirasafari about the benefit of Rwanda hosting the meeting in October.
I'm glad to announce that the next assembly, 145th Assembly of Interparliamentary Union, will be held in Kigali in October 2022. This assembly was postponed due to COVID-19 pandemic, but as of now, we can host meetings. That's why this assembly, Indonesia endorsed the host assembly that will be held in Kigali this year. So it's an honor for us to host this big assembly that attracts more than 1,000 of delegates.
Honorable Esperance, what can an ordinary citizen expect from this General Assembly of IPU?
Yeah, and the Rwandan citizen can expect to gain from assembly because when we meet as parliamentarians, we are representatives of people. So we discuss various matters, like in this assembly I attended to, we discussed on climate change. You know, more than 1,000 delegates, when they come to your country, they need they will use our hotels, our restaurants, our transport. So they may wish to visit various places in Kigali or out of Kigali. So I would request my fellow Rwandans to take care of visitors or delegates when they will be in country.
What has been your takeaway from this just concluded 144th General Assembly of IPU?
My takeaway, like others, is Parliament. We have to work with our government to make sure that all the recommendations or all the decisions or the actions that we plan for environment protection, we have to make sure that are implemented as planned. So climate change is still an issue, and we shall continue to work on it to mitigate or to reduce the consequences of climate change.
Services that include marriage registration, divorce, and marriage cancellation will now be done online. Citizens are being encouraged to use this digital platform. Without the report with Jenny Mutoni.
In Gahanga sector of Kichukiro district, where the new digital civil register was launched, a civil ceremony was taking place. They commended the online service, saying that this platform will solve many challenges. We are more advantaged to have used the online service because those that didn't later found out that their civil statuses had mistakes whereby they are registered to wrong spouses. So the best part is that we are confident that our documents won't be lost or mixed up like in some cases where it is done through paperwork, and in such cases they are asked to bring wedding pictures for proof, but our documents will forever be saved and accessible online. Gahanga Sector Executive Secretary Rutubuka Emmanuel says that technology makes work easier and more productive.
This method will reduce the manpower because through the Irembo website, I'm able to receive applications and also monitor applications with missing documents and then demand for them.
In August 2019, the Digital Civil Register started with services of registering newborns and deregister those that passed away. Both of these services are now done at clinics and cell offices. Of the 9 identity services, 5 of them are now accessible online. The National ID Agency, NIDA, is required to expedite the transfer of the remaining services to online, as the goal is to have all services accessible online by 2024. The Minister of Local Government, Gatabazi Jean-Marie Vianney, says the launch of this platform is another step in good governance and easy access to services.
Yajyaga ku murenge akajya kubisaba bakamuha rendezvous.
Usually, people would go to the sector offices for those services, and they're given appointments, and in some cases, those in charge are not around or even are in a meeting. But now people can apply for those services online through the Irembo website and get fixed appointments for civil ceremonies and get their certificates online without having to come in contact with those in charge, as in some cases, some people are taken advantage of. This will also help in saving time, as the time of application is indicated. Hence, in case of delays, one is able to have proof for the authorities to see that there has been a delay.
These services are now accessible at the Irembo website. According to the Ministry of Local Government, the online registration of newly borns has increased from 56% in 2015 to 89% in 2021, while the registration of those that passed away increased from 30% to 53%. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
Thank you, Jen, for the report. And as we move ahead, 2.7 million euros was sanctioned by Enabel to NIRDA, and a grant agreement was signed for the same time between Enabel and NIRDA to ease access to finance and technology for SMEs. The fund will be channeled through BRD, who has committed to provide low-interest loans to fund beneficiaries. Without the report with Siti Patel.
Agreement has been signed on Wednesday between Enable and the National Industrial Research and Development Agency, NIRDA, and an MOU has been signed between Development Bank of Rwanda, BRD, and NIRDA. Owners of value-added construction products, companies will be able to get loans from the BRD, which will decrease their interest rates by approximately 8%, and approximately half of the interest rates will be borne by financial aid supported by Belgian Development Agency, Enable. Enable has granted 2.7 million euros for the further implementation, and a capacity of 12 billion Rwandan francs can be sanctioned. BRD and NIRDA will assist industrialists in the field of agriculture, animal husbandry, construction and mining of minerals to get a loan that they would be able to repay easily. BRD CEO Ms. Kampete Sainzoga says that it will help the industry to grow the economy and country quicker.
I feel that this facility is, as you rightly said, dear, symbolizing partnerships. It's a little bit the best of the four of us, right? So NIRDA has, and what we share is really a passion for industry and industrialization of Rwanda, and trying to see how we can add value to these critical value chains. And the fact that we have this in common has helped us to leverage on what we do best. So what NIRDA does best is really access to technology, empowering the industries. What the Belgian corporation does best is really to empower us with financial means to target, SMEs, especially the S in the MEs. And what we do best is to leverage money from the private sector. So what is great about this facility is, for us, it gives us a tool, thanks to the support and the partnerships, to actually encourage the financial sector to invest in these value chains.
Director General of NIRDA, Dr. Christian Sekomo Birame, says that facilitating these industrialists will enable them to buy some of the modern equipment and thus increase their production to satisfy the domestic and international market.
We are mainly providing upgraded equipment to this company in our open call program. And further to the first program of access to technology, we are now introducing another new program of access to finance, where other players in the same value chain will also be given the opportunity to also access financing in order to implement their daily activity, which will not really end here, because we still need to support more companies, even in other value chain coming in the future. And to BRD, this is just a startup in our long journey. We'll continue to support and to give whatever technical support will be needed for both sides.
This agreement between BRD and NIRDA is expected to ease access to technology and finance, enhance competitiveness and create job opportunities.
Siddhi Patel, RTV News.
On Thursday, in a meeting of quantity surveyors, experts in real estate noted that sharing knowledge, experience and capacity building in Africans is among the solutions that can solve gaps that are still evident in the construction industry. We do have more with Olive Nete.
Quantity surveying is a profession which deals with contract management, cost evaluation and cost management. Practitioners of this profession say it is beneficial to the construction projects in terms of maintaining the budget set and prevent wasting resources.
Before, there were a few quantity surveyors in Rwanda operating, but that had studied in other countries. But it came when it was really needed, because the construction industry really needed quantity surveyors, because like in other countries, other developed countries, the construction industry needs a number of experts in different areas.
This is being a new profession. It is benefiting the country because we are Rwandans who are doing this profession, practicing this profession in Rwanda. So it is actually helping us have jobs.
During a two-day meeting of quantity surveyors from 5 African countries on how to build the capacity and improve skills of quantity surveyors in Rwanda, it was noted that there is need to integrate and promote quantity surveying profession in both private and public sector. Rugira Charles, the chairperson of the Association of Quantity Surveyors in Rwanda, notes that there is still a lot to be done, which can be beneficial in closing gaps in the construction industry.
Currently, we are working under the Institute, Rwanda Institute of Architects. And we are giving the law stipulates that it's a service under the architects, but no, we are professional. So we really want the law to be changed, and we advocate. We are talking with the officials so that the laws can be changed and will be recognized as professionals, like any other professional. The government will benefit by procuring right to stop the cost overruns.
18 countries out of 54 African countries are members of the African Association of Quantity Surveyors. Obafemi Omashil, the chairman of this association, notes that among the solutions to the problems that are in the construction industry in Africa include capacity building of Africans to better manage resources of the continent.
Resources of our continent, Africa, is being well managed, better managed, with quantity surveyors in charge of management of cost, so that our African resources are better managed and harnessed to be exploited to do more development for Africa. Hitherto, we have found that there are so many wastages in infrastructure and capital development in Africa because of the ways they are packaged or executed. So our association is a Pan-African association looking into harnessing project delivery in Africa at the best price and at the best time, using African resources, that is to say, African professionals also, to manage their resources more effectively.
In Rwanda, quantity surveying started being taught in 2009. So far, it has 350 graduates, and 170 of them are currently working in the sector. Olive Nete, RTV News.
And on behalf of the entire news production team that made it happen, thank you very much for staying with us. My name is Sam Kalisa. Stay safe and have a good evening. Goodbye.